Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Georgie here from Allendale's trading floor. It's April 12th. Finished out the week certainly stronger in the grains. Corn up 7.25 cents today. Beans up 11, with wheat finding 17 cents today, so up 17. For the week, corn was 29.5 higher for the week. Beans up 51.25 for the week, with the wheat market up about 15.75. So stronger week overall, and a good recovery from the losses that we've seen over the last couple weeks. But what are some of the things that we've got to really watch? Okay, getting into next week, there's certainly some issues that we need to keep in mind. For corn, it's going to be weather. Guys, certainly talking weather delays, too hot, too cold, too wet, too dry. These are things we need to pay attention to. We've got the forecast right now. We've got some colder temperatures going to remain through next week. You've got talks of a blizzard up in the northern plains. You've got talks of more rain coming in over areas, and that's certainly going to be looked at this point, maybe a little friendly. It is still moisture, though. We are still getting these rains. We are replenishing a problem that we had last year. So longer term, these effects are a little bearish. That's why we're not screaming higher. A lot of guys I've been talking to, hey, we've got to see planting delays. I'm not going to get in the fields. Maybe. But it is something we've got to watch. Weather right now is a big concern for corn. And the beans, a couple things there. We are overdone to the downside. We've seen some strong moves. 51.5 cents higher or a quarter cents higher this week. Strong move for beans. An outside day up on a chart. We were overdone. There's also talks of port delays in Brazil. So if these talks are going to continue, we probably can continue to see a little support yet for beans. But if we don't get corn in the ground, what are we going to do? We're going to plant beans. The wheat. We've got a couple scenarios there. The cold snap going on right now in the south. Guys talking about this winter wheat. What kind of good to excellent ratings are we going to see on Monday? That may keep wheat prices strong. But then also the planting concerns for the north. The guys up in Dakotas, Minnesota, these spring wheat areas. If they don't get spring wheat in the ground, what's going to happen? That's going to go to beans as well. But it is a concern right now that is supporting the wheat, but continue watching those. Those are going to be good stories for next week that guys are still going to remain and talk about. As far as some of the outside markets, the dollar up 8 cents, crude oil down $2.30. So pulling back 91.20 right now for crude. We went down testing this $90 area. We'll have to see what happens coming next week, but more of a weaker tone to the energy markets and certainly keeping prices a little lower at this time. Metals sharply lower today. Gold down $65. Silver down $1.42. Silver now sitting at $26.27. So 48% off of the all-time highs that we made here just last year, or just a couple years ago, I should say. Big stories out there. First off, Cyprus. Cyprus is looking at selling gold out of their reserves in order to fund this banking problem that they have. They're looking at about 400 million euros is the number that they're looking for. That's just rumored right now. That's not been confirmed yet, but there is being talked about. As far as some of the other news, Goldman Sachs has come out with a sell signal for gold and silver. That came out a couple days ago, but now starting to catch wind, and maybe guys are believing it. I don't know, but we've taken out some good support areas pressuring these markets, and looks like it's stayed very weak on these weekly charts. As far as the stock market, giving back just 23 points today. S&P down about 7. Very quiet markets there. But as far as livestock, fat cattle up 42 cents today. 126 right now for April's. Cash market down about $1 this week. Box beef coming in mixed. Choice down about 28 cents today. Select up 13. So it's been very choppy as far as wholesale beef prices, but the cash market gave back about $1. As far as hogs, June up 32. So 89.77 right now in these June hogs. Stronger cash markets are keeping a little bit more of a firm tone here as we get to the end of the week. But we've had the 10th bird flu death now, and certainly something to watch over the weekend. The World Health Organization said that there's 5 more cases of this as well. This is the H7N9 strain. This is the bird flu that they're talking about. It is starting to lose a little bit of steam here, but it is still something over the weekend. If we see this escalate, it's still going to have some pressure for hogs and probably going to continue to pressure beans as well if this story does progress. So watch that over the weekend as well as we get into next week. So a lot of information thrown at you guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If you do need anything, give us a call at 800-262-7538 or check us out on the web, allendale-inc.com. Hope you guys have a great one. We'll talk to you next week.